Strategic Dharma, Mastering the Battlefield of Business. By the union of Sun Tzu's Art of War and the Bhagavad Gita's Divine Path. Chapter 1, The Dawn of Intent. The first light over the Himalayas in Chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita finds a warrior named Arjuna, weary and unsure, set upon a battlefield as tall as the sky. Parable and purpose collide when Krishna, his charioteer, appears and commands, "Know what you fight for, and your victory will follow." Across continents, in ancient China, Sun Tzu teaches, "He who knows the heights of the mountains and the depths of the valleys can outmaneuver any adversary." A modern MBA student, moving through a crowded lecture hall, prepares a business briefing. Instead of shouting louder, he studies his competitors' motions, charts market currents, and sees her team's morale as a hidden terrain. Motivational insight, intent is the compass. When your strategic plan is anchored in a clear purpose, every meeting, every pitch, every negotiation flows with direction. Practical example, start each day writing a single mission statement line. Today I will create one new connection that advances our core service. This line becomes a grid reference for you and your team, focusing decisions and eliminating noise. Conclusion, intent shapes the field shapes the outcome. Call to action, if you found this sunrise of purpose inspiring, like this video, share it with your colleagues and subscribe for more strategic dawns. Reflective question, what is the single purpose that will guide the next month of your business operations? Chapter 2, The Fog of Knowledge. In the annals of ancient Egypt, the scribe Anchoret scribbled in the secret chambers that knowledge must be catalogued, else it slips into oblivion. Sun Tzu similarly warns, all warfare is based on deception, the art of telling lies and finding truth. A modern venture capitalist with a portfolio of 30 startups deconstructs the fog by creating a knowledge map of each company's technology, personnel, and financial health. He overlays this map with market data, discovering hidden synergies that would have been missed without a structured knowledge base. Motivational insight, knowledge is not static. It is a living system that must be organized, updated, and shared to avoid complacency. Practical example, dedicate 30 minutes each week to a learning slot, read a book, attend a webinar, or review a competitor's quarterly report. Turn insights into actionable items and document them in a shared dashboard so every team member can refer to the latest data. Conclusion, in the battlefield of business, those who see in clarity and refine truth outperform those who rest in assumption. Call to action like, share and subscribe if you value a clear, dynamic knowledge engine for your company. Reflective question, who or what should you bring into the conversation to ensure your company's knowledge stays current? Chapter 3, The Engine of Adaptation. The famous Chinese strategist Han Xin, in the annals of the Han Dynasty, took over a camp with no troops and made 5 decisive moves that turned the tide of war. Sun Tzu extols, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Parallel to this, on the plateau of the Indian Himalayas, the Bhagavad Gita recounts the warrior's fight against his own internal doubts. Krishna teaches Arjuna that the only constant in the universe is change. Adaptation is the path to mastery. A modern product manager, confronted with sudden regulatory shifts, aligns her roadmap by pivoting the flagship product's features, redirecting her team's efforts without burning financial resources. Motivational insight, adaptation is not reactive survival, it is strategic ingenuity. Practical example, build a rapid response committee of cross-functional leaders who can meet once a week to decode external signals and adjust plans. Record decisions and outcomes, turning uncertainty into a learning playground. Conclusion, the true warfighter anticipates change, shapes it, and wins. Call to action, hit like if adaptability is the engine you wish to build, share with your network, and subscribe for more tactical wisdom. Reflective question, how often does your organization consciously shift its strategy in response to external signals, and who drives that process? Chapter 4, The Bridge of Unity. In the saga of Alexander the Great, the Persian general Nearchus crossed the treacherous bridges of the Indus, uniting diverse peoples under one command structure. Sun Tzu admonishes, connections between allies are the veins of conquering power. Great Indian sage Chanakya, in the Arthashastra, writes that a king who unites ministries as one body is invincible. The CEO of a mid-sized tech firm facing internal silos initiates a company-wide retreat called the Unity Sprint. Every department shares their constraints in a shared vision workshop, bridging sales, engineering, and support into one collaborative loop. Motivational insight: Unity transforms individual talents into a collaborative army. Practical example: create a weekly bridge table where representatives from every function come together to discuss alignment on quarterly goals. Rotate the chairmanship to give everyone a voice in the shared narrative. Conclusion: unity is not a sacrifice of individuality. It is the orchestration of many strengths into a single, mighty force. Call to action like share and subscribe for more stories on building the bridges that strengthen your organization. Reflective question: in what ways does your company cultivate or hinder unity across teams? Chapter 5: The Light of Performance. The ancient Persian warrior immortals, famed for their discipline, practiced endless drills that turned individual skill into legendary performance. Sun Tzu says, "He will win who knows himself and knows his opponent." In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna reminds Arjuna that the path to mastery is the disciplined cultivation of the self, not a single act. A startup founder, after months of trial and error, implements a routine of short daily, stand-up videos, analytics dashboards, and personal reflection logs. The startup emerges from chaos to consistent revenue streams. Motivational insight: consistent, disciplined habits are the scaffolding of great performance. Practical example: adopt a micro-habit regime. Each hour, pause for 1 minute to review progress, set a micro goal, and record the outcome. Accumulated data reveals patterns of momentum and moments of slippage. Conclusion: the brilliant strategist harnesses discipline to convert effort into exponential results. Call to action: if you find disciplined performance compelling, like, share, and subscribe for more actionable habits from ancient doctrines. Reflective question: what single daily habit can you adopt today that will align you with your strategic vision? Philosophy Spotlight: Vedanta and Hindu philosophy, from purpose to action. Vedanta, the culmination of Vedic thought, teaches that the ultimate reality is a single, unifying consciousness. Its core tenet is that purpose, Dharma, is the guiding law of existence, a cosmic pattern that aligns individual action with the divine order. By seeing the self as a spark of this universal spark, followers learn that each deliberate act is a step toward realizing an eternal truth. Historical anchor: Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna's speeches to Arjuna are not attack manuals, but guideposts for living a meaningful, purposeful life. He explains that to act without attachment, if that is a river, the river cannot be diverted from its course. The lesson is simple. When the purpose is clear, the path becomes obvious. Lesson 1: The Thrift of Dishonorable Action. In a world of relentless pace, the Vedantic principle of Sanchalan, balance, advises leaders to balance ambition with ethics. Business success is not measured solely by profit, but by how well that profit serves community, environment, and internal stakeholders. Lesson 2: The Synthesis of Self and Cosmos. A leader who sees the company's mission as a reflection of divine purpose finds that decisions become intuitive. Moral clarity reduces the secondary suffering of constant dread and sleepless nights, an essential competitive advantage. Lesson 3: The Practice of Renunciation of Ego. Krishna stresses that worldly results are transient. The true reward is the inner transformation. By renouncing ego, leaders become more open to fresh ideas, creative solutions, and inclusive cultures. Connecting to the script. Strategic Dharma blends Sun Tzu's battlefield tactics with Bhagavad Gita's purpose-driven moral layers. Piety chapters illustrate the disciplines of intent, knowledge, adaptation, unity, and performance, all framed through a Vedantic lens. Each chapter is a miniature war for the mind, where victory is not merely winning a battle, but realizing an alignment with a greater order. Practical takeaway for modern leaders. 1. Begin each week with a purpose-clarifying ritual. Write, orally, or meditate on 3 guiding principles that will steer every decision. 2. Construct an ethical compass as part of the strategy document. Chart how each objective will impact stakeholders beyond the balance sheet. 3. Cultivate humility by inviting feedback from all levels, recognizing that each voice is an echo of the larger truth. Final mirror. As you conclude this journey through strategic Dharma, remember that the battlefield of business is not a place of zero-summing who wins or loses, but a field of harmonious unfolding. Harness the ancient wisdom of Sun Tzu and Krishna, and let your purpose become the light that guides your ship through the storms of commerce. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel to continue exploring the crossroads of ancient strategy and modern leadership. And above all, keep asking yourself, which of these principles will you live by tomorrow, and how will that choice reshape the battlefield you navigate today?